interesting. That word is coming up a lot for me recently, consistency. Um, and I think, when we were talking off camera at the very beginning, and you said to me, "Oh, how's your week been?" And I said, "Busy," because it's always busy. Even when my mum phones me and she says, "How was your day today? Was it busy?" And I laugh. I'm like, "Yeah, like that's me. It will always be busy." And when I decided to launch my own business, you asked me a question earlier about was I scared, and let's go on to that a little bit later. But one of the things, at that time I didn't have a business. I had an idea. I was working on my confidence, because you've got to have if you don't believe in you, how can anyone else
Nobody will.
believe in you? Yeah. If I
Mhm.
don't invest in me, how can I expect anybody to invest in me? So that was number one. I was doing that, and I was working on my confidence and my self-belief and also my spirituality. That was my purpose, what am I here for? And it was a real feeling of excitement. But just to go back to what you were saying, someone said to me, "Suman, you'll do well in business because you you're someone who does, you're someone who gets stuff done." So for me, I have people who complain that they don't get clients, but what are you doing to get them? You can't just sit and expect them to come to you. And if you post with no feeling and no energy, that will come through too. So, yes, I teach it, but I learnt it first. So, like, even before my story, like that I told you about my dad becoming ill, even before
Yes.
that, back in 2018, I did a marketing diploma, because I was
Oh.
working with a lot of young people. I was managing these amazing people who are half my age, and they were brilliant. But I realized that their knowledge was much more up to date than mine. So I made
Mm.
that decision. I remember I went into a classroom. Everybody in that classroom was half my age. Um, but I brought a life experience that they perhaps didn't have. And I realized that it was that combination, which was my determination to kind of keep going. So yeah, to answer your question, consistency is key. But the other thing I would just say, remember, you don't have to. So let's say I post on LinkedIn 5 times a week. I post on Instagram 4 times a week. I post in my Facebook group 3 or 4 times a week. It doesn't have to be like that forever. It's just while you're building your brand. So I see it as part of my job. If I want to grow my business, then that's part of my job.